So I've got some questions. I've had some questions about Octave. So I don't know if I put together a video like this before or not, but I figured I'd put something together real quick now. So here's Octave. I've opened up Octave in a window here. It's on a Windows machine. I just installed this past summer, so I'm guessing that this 6.2.0 is probably the newest. Uh, I don't know. You'd have to check that out for yourself. I've heard of students having issues with Macs. I have to admit, I tried to install it on an older MacBook Pro and had some issues. And if you go to Octave's website, they even admit that they have issues. So when you open it up, you get this command window where you get all the information about Octave. You get your file window, your workspace, and your command history. And your command history will store all your commands until you close it. Typically what I like to do is to start off by clearing that clears the workspace, which there was nothing in there, and that clears the command window. So those are things that I usually like to start with. So how do you get an M file? A couple of different ways. The easiest is just to click over down here to this that says editor, and now I'm in the editor. Once I'm in the editor, I can create an M file. So I can create a program, let's say, I don't know, cubed, let's see, y equals, let's see, square root and something like z equals x times y. So that should take 100 and cube it for the value for x. It should take the y value and made it as a square root of 5600 and then multiply the two together. So it's an unnamed file right at the moment. So you're going to want to save it. So if I click on File and I click Save File, this is going to pop up. I probably don't want to save it there. Let's just put it under the documents for right now. And you notice it's going to save it as an M file. And I'm just going to simply call it test and hit save. Notice over here now, this will point to, well, won't point to that. I'll point to it in a second. So if I go to run this, you'll see that I'm not pointed to the right path over here because I saved it under the documents file. So I hit change directory. This now changes to my documents file, and you can see it saved there. And you can see the results over here in the workspace. You can see my 100 cubed, you can see my square root of 5600, and you can see the result. If we go back to the command window, you notice I did not put any semicolons. So if we go to the command window, you'll see the values for X, the values for Y, and the values for Z displayed in the command window. So now this file, you can see, is saved under me as the user in the documents folder. That's where you'll find the M file. So there you go. There's just a few basics of how to get an M file from Octave.